Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of my Japanese student exchange vlog. Last time a bunch of you guys asked for an episode on food, so this is going to be an episode about all the different encounters with food I've had. Let's get right to it. Alright, so first off we have an example of Japanese home cooking. Specifically speaking, we're making nabe here, which is Japanese style hot pot soup, which comes in many different variations, such as sukiyaki and shabu shabu, depending on the specific ingredients. Most of the recipes include vegetables, mushrooms, and some thinly sliced meat. And after you're done eating all the good bits, just throw in some rice and a couple of raw eggs to soak up all the last juices at the bottom. Really good. Next up is a view into my daily eating places, namely the school cafeterias. There are multiple cafeterias on the campus, but they all serve pretty much the same food, with small exceptions. Basically, there are two main lines to choose from. You can either choose noodles or other meat dishes. You can of course choose both, but every food item is priced individually. And on top of either of those, you have your choice of side dishes, such as the small salads seen here, or a plate of sweet potatoes. If you choose noodles, you have your choice of either Japanese thick udon noodles, the darker soba noodles, or Chinese style ramen noodles. If you choose the meat dish, as seen here, you usually have a choice of chicken, fish, pork, or beef, be it fried or deep fried, depending on the day. Here you can see miso soup and a bowl of rice to go with it. Here are just some photos of different dishes I've had during my stay here. They're all pretty similar. This is some genius Japanese engineering with the mayonnaise. The only bad thing about the cafeterias, aside from having almost no fresh fruit or vegetables, is that the lines can get very, very long. Moving on to the restaurant level foods, gotta say that so far everything's been pretty great taste-wise, and the prices aren't too bad either. The price level for eating out here is very similar to Finland, or a little cheaper if you account for the quality of the food as well. Obviously some places are very expensive though. One thing that's really great though are the tabe hodai, or the all-you-can-eat restaurants, which are much more common here. Here we are at a yakiniku serving tabe hodai, where you order the raw meats and get to fry them yourself at this fire pit that's installed in the dining table. Basically, you buy yourself a seat for a standard amount of minutes, usually 80 or 100 minutes. Then you can order as much food as you want with this very handy electronic tablet that comes in each table. And here are just some photos of peculiar and not so peculiar items in the supermarket. The only major difference in available products compared to Finland is a larger range of seafood, such as whole crab and squid tentacles. Also, as far as pastries go, I've noticed that for some reason, the Japanese like to eat foods with faces.
One thing I've noticed which surprised me a lot when I got here is how much they like to individually package everything. For example, this is the chocolate, and you'd think that this would be just one slab of chocolate inside, but no, it's actually individually packaged into little pieces, and all the chocolates here, at least the ones that I've seen, are like this.
And here's another example where you have a cardboard box inside of which you have a plastic bag, inside of which you have a plastic tray. It's pretty funny.
I found really weird, but it doesn't end there. This is something I wouldn't have bought otherwise, but I found it pretty ridiculous, to be honest, and I wanted to show you. This is individually packaged apple slices. I'm not kidding. Finland, this would be considered quite wasteful to use this much packaging. I know they do the same with cookies and candies. If you buy a bag of candies, like hard candies, that there's like 20 of them inside, yeah, they're all individually packaged. The only exception to this I've found so far is potato chips, which, yeah.
Well now, to be fair, as far as I've seen, the Japanese people have a very efficient garbage managing system.
And speaking of apples, fruit and veggies here are extremely expensive. A single apple will cost about €1, or a bit over 100 yen, which makes my shopping extremely expensive. This shelf of fruit probably cost more than 10 euros. Yeah, that's crazy. At first on the campus, I was pretty hard pressed to find any fresh food to eat at all. In the nearest convenience store, there's no fresh food whatsoever. It's just frozen meats or dried meats or packaged stuffs, you know, cup noodles or curry or something like that. If I want to get fresh fruits and vegetables, I have to go to the Eon store, which is like in half an hour's walk away. Some of the local drinks that I've taken a liking to is the bottled teas. It's a bit sweet, but not too sweet. Like a lot less sweet than you would have in Finland or in the US, for example. And if you buy green tea from a vending machine or a convenience store, it's usually not sweetened at all. In the school cafeterias and in most restaurants, you get water or green tea for free as much as you want. You just go to the machine and take some. And if you want other kinds of drinks, you have to pay.
And that's all I have for you this time. Decided to keep it short and sweet. Plus, I'm heading off to Tokyo for New Year's just in a few hours, so I need to get ready to go to the station. I do now realize that I forgot to mention the conveyor belt sushi restaurants, which are pretty good, so maybe I'll have some footage of that in the future. See you then.